Hey, what's up? Radam. This is a Grand Champ 1 3v3 game. If you don't already know who I am, my name is Renf. I am a Grand Champ 3 and Grand Champ 2 coach. I've been coaching for a little over 2 years now. I've coached a little over 350 people privately now, and I think that's pretty much all you need to know about me. The main things we're going to be working on in the replay analysis are going to be less based off of mechanics, because those are things that just come with time with playing the game. I can tell you the right mechanics to work on, but it's going to take a long time before you actually get those down. The main things we're going to be working on are going to be your game sense, because those are things we can change immediately. It's just the way we think about the game and how we approach it, rather than, you know, being able to press buttons in a certain order, because that type of stuff, it's just going to come with time, and I can't really teach you that. But the game sense, that's what we're going to focus on. So if you have a notepad or something to write notes on, I suggest getting that out so you can write notes throughout the replay analysis here. At the end of the replay analysis, I will have probably 3 or so points for you to start working on. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say, so we'll just get right into the replay analysis. Alrighty. Good kickoff. Nice. That's all good right there. Maybe right here we could have wave dash. Small little thing. Basically anytime you're coming off this post awkwardly, wave dashing is always good. Nice. Good job here. It was a little bit awkward. We kind of did this awkward turn to our right here. I would have liked us not to have done this. Instead, it would have been a little bit better if we had turned to our left, just kept the flow of rotations going on here. We should know that at this rank we're going to have teammates behind us, back post, so we can just feel free to turn to our left here, keep the flow of rotations going. Our teammate's going to have a lot better angle at this ball if we go to his view right here. I don't know which guy he is. Here he is. But yeah, he has a much better angle on this ball. It's defending a lot more of the net than your angle is over here. So I would just rotate off behind him. This would give your teammate the visual cue of, okay, I gotta get to this ball faster, and also just keep the momentum going throughout this play here, because you kind of kill all your momentum when you turn like that. Your teammate here should have all of his momentum forward from that play. And even if he misses the ball, or if he gets a poor 50, then you can come in behind him, clean up whatever play he makes. So it would have been a little bit better to keep the flow of rotations going there. Let's go to your view. Okay, we get a little bit aggressive for the cherry pick here. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Looking for that pass. Okay. I like that you're conserving your boost there. You do probably use a little bit too much boost on your way down. We are low boost here. We kind of want to just use as little as possible. You do a good job conserving it up to the point of the contact of the ball there, but afterwards we didn't really need to use that boost. Very little, like, minor things. I'm not sure why you went for that boost there. We can just rotate off quicker. As soon as we see this, just turn, rotate out. We know that there's a guy right here. He's probably going to take this mid boost. It's not really worth our gamble to or our time to go for that boost there. So just rotate off quicker. Give your teammates that visual cue of, I have a man behind me, I can now push up. Like, by now you could probably been right over here grabbing pads, right? If you had just turned immediately. And if we go to RLJFC's perspective here, we can see if he doesn't see you on his screen, then he has that visual cue of, I have a teammate behind me here. So yeah, if you had been there a lot faster, that would have been good, because he can just push up right now, go for a 50 if he wants. So yeah, rotate a little bit faster there. This is good. little bit awkward there, but it's fine. You recover. Good touch. Oh, no. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't have gone for this. This is, again, we've done this at least one other time. It just happened a few seconds ago, but we're overcommitting for these we're overextending ourselves for these boosts here, which is a really, really aggressive thing to do, and a lot of the times it's not even going to pay off, because basically when we're doing this, we're expecting our teammates to immediately be putting the pressure on our opponents, which of course they don't in this position. It's just it doesn't really make sense for us to do this either, especially after Shattered gets this touch. We're just really far out of the play here. There's not a point of grabbing that boost when we could just turn off immediately. So a few times already now, we've needed to rotate off quicker than we are. We're rotating too slow to these plays. At this Grand Champ level, once you start getting into these Grand Champ games, you need to be faster than you are being right now. Rotating back post is great, but if you're too slow there, there's no point of doing it. So you need to make sure you're back there. But yeah, if I go into fly cam here, if we look back post, obviously back post is great because look, if we're sitting back here, we cover the whole net, right? There's not like a weakness, but I mean, the weakest part is going to be this top right corner, which, you know, is really hard to hit. So you're covering a lot of the net when you're back post like this. But that's the main reason people think back post is so good, and it is the reason. The main reason at lower ranks why it's so good is because you cover so much of the net. But when you get into these higher ranks, everyone's aware of back post rotations. Everyone knows what it is. You can't really get to this rank without knowing what back post rotation is. So it becomes even stronger at these higher ranks because your teammates are going to have these visual cues based off of where their teammates are on the map. And so what I mean by that is, like, if you have a teammate who's front post or back post here, he's not going to be feeling comfortable to push up until he sees you rotate behind him, right? So he's waiting for you to get back as fast as possible. So it's really, really bad when we're overextending ourselves for these big boosts, because it's making ourselves play slower, and it's also making our entire team play slower. The rotations for our whole team are going to be slower just because we are going a little bit too aggressive for these big boosts here. So it's really, really important to have those quick rotations. Fortunately, your teammates get that save. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Nice. It's good. Try to keep possession here. Okay. You probably would have gone dunked anyway here, but the decision to flip into that probably wasn't the best. I would have just tried to dribble this, or gone for a 50 instead. If I'm expecting Ascent to go for a play here, probably just have it so the ball lands kind of near the forward part of my car here, so it rolls down, and then I can go for some type of 50 play. We don't really want to just throw away possession or a 50 to our opponent there. It's fine though. Get back into rotations. This is good. Stay third man. Let your teammates go up for this. This is all good. Really good. I like that you're grabbing the small pads around. Okay. Ooh, okay. So here, as soon as our teammate gets this mistouch, obviously we're playing for the pass, right? This positioning, you're obviously expecting your teammate to probably pass it off the backboard. You can fly up and go for it. Something like that. As soon as our teammate gets this mistouch here, and we see this position, we need to not turn to our left. This is getting a little overzealous. We're expecting that we can maybe beat this guy to this ball. Even if we beat this guy to this ball, this is bad for us to go for. Reason being is we just smack into this corner here, and it's going to go straight back to Ascent here, or the third man that's rotating back post right now. Really, we would just kind of be double committing with our teammate Aqua here in this corner if we end up deciding to go for this. So it doesn't really make too much sense to go for this play. We're also killing a lot of our momentum by turning this way. Instead, the best thing to be doing in this position, guess what? We turn right? We keep our momentum, we keep the flow of rotations going. I can see this is kind of a common thing that we're messing up here, where we're not just rotating off immediately and letting the flow of rotations keep going, because you have a teammate behind you. I mean, at this rank, you're going to have a teammate behind you. We can look right now. Go into fly cam, see where your teammate is. Yep, he's right there. So if we had just rotated off right here, it's totally fine because we'll be probably rotating out here. This guy can push up. He's got a much better angle than you do. He's going to have a lot more momentum towards this ball than you do. He's going to have more time to react as well. As soon as the Sen gets this big smack, he's going to be able to fly up and hopefully get it. And then you can rotate into second man behind him. Aqua rotates to third. It's just a lot better for you to turn off of this play and not linger under the ball here because it's really weak for your positioning. You have no momentum going towards this ball, and the way your card's positioning is just a really weak play to go for this. So rotate off in this position. This is a common thing that I see low grand champs and high champ 3s struggle with, where they kind of see ball and they want to go for ball and they don't trust their teammates with rotations, and that's perfectly reasonable because in low champ lobbies sometimes your teammates just don't follow good rotations. So usually what happens is people think, oh, I'm second man here, that means as soon as Aqua hits this ball I have to go next. That's not true. You can just be a presence on the field at this moment in time. How you're positioning yourself, you're positioned for this pass. So if this pass doesn't come through, just rotate off. It's totally fine. You're going to keep your momentum. You'll keep your boost. You're not going to... I mean, by turning left here, we're not creating any threat, right? This is not creating any threat. All this is going to do by hitting this in the corner, right? It's just giving it back to his Sen. There's no purpose in this play. So we just got to rotate off. It's a bummer Aqua didn't get this pass, but we kind of have to just move on and keep the rotations going. So I think that's enough for that play. I think you understand what I mean. I mean, honestly, if we had rotated off too, we could have probably been ready for this pass. I mean, think about it. If we had rotated off middle here, we're keeping ball cam on. We see our JFC fly for this ball and no one's up challenging him. We turn back over here. We're probably positioned somewhere around here, ready for a pass perhaps, or just any type of rebound. So could have been really good if we had rotated off there. Oh, okay, here we should look for the bump. We get this touch. We see our teammates mid there. We see there's only one back here. We just need to go for this bump. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say here. We just had to go for this bump. If we go for a pass, usually in 3s, this isn't so much true with 2s because it can be a lot more risky going for these demo plays. But in 3s, you pretty much always, if you're first man and you pass to your second man, which is what's happening here, you want to go for the demo on that. You just kind of want to drive by here and look for demos. We see there's only one back. We just need to look for that demo. So yeah. Obviously our teammate didn't hit the shot here, which is a bummer, but we don't know that's going to happen. From this, just this play, we should fully assume Aqua gets this angle, scores the goal, and Mailman might be back in time to save that goal. So we need to go for the demo. Good job, though. I like that you stole their corner boost here. This is good, rotating out like that. It is a little bit awkward, I think. Oh, actually, no. You staying on this ball is totally fine. Good job. All right. Okay. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication here. One of you guys had to jump up for this ball. Even if it gets hit past you, you had to die for this ball. Honestly, I think in this position, you should have been that person. We look at the shadow defense position here. You and all your teammates are in a shadow defense position right now. And I guess from your perspective, you don't know that. Let's go to this perspective. Yeah. You don't really know that you're... until this point right here. You don't know you should go for this until you see all your teammates and how they're facing. Once you see this, you just need to fly up for this. Because truth is, you're going to have the easiest time going for this ball than your teammates. Reason being is they're kind of... the way they're faced is the ball is like right behind them, so they kind of have to do an awkward backwards kind of aerial. Whereas you kind of have this nice angle you can fly at to try to read the ball. So you should have been the person jumping up for this, and even if you miss the ball here, it's fine because it's hopefully stalling time for your teammates to either get boost or reposition themselves, or it's messing up Mailman here who's flying up for the ball. So that should have been what we should have done in that position. Yeah, if we had flown up for that ball there, it's probably a save. So okay, I think this might be the team that you normally play with. This is something you need to communicate with your team here. On 3v3 kickoffs, the person who is closest to the guy who's going for the kickoff, so in this case it's you need to be going behind for the diagonal boost. Reason being is your teammate who's going for the kickoff here has the option to lose it to you if he wants. This guy needs to be cheating up. So vice versa, if you have a teammate over here, this guy should be going for a diagonal boost and you should be cheating up. Generally, if you're trying to lose the kickoff into a corner, it's going to be significantly easier to lose it on the diagonal that the person's doing the kickoff from. So if he's trying to force it this way, it's going to be a lot harder to do that because it's really easy for this guy to just counter it. If that's what your team is trying to do here, trying to lose the kickoff to the right, change that plan and try to do it behind the person going for the kickoff. Good cheat. I like it. Okay. We shouldn't be going for this back corner here. We should be rotating off a little bit faster here. I think even here you can see that the corner isn't spawned. So if you can see it's not spawned, obviously don't go for it. You don't know if it's going to appear just within the short time frame of this distance. So you don't want to take that gamble, especially right off of kickoff, where the most chaos can happen, most goals get scored off of kickoff. So you kind of just want to get back as soon as possible. How you should be rotating back, we can go into fly cam. I'll show you right here. Best way to rotate out here is just follow these small paths right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we just follow this line right here. We'll get 48 boosts just from that. So half of your tank's being filled just from this quick little cut here. And even from here, you can branch out to here if you want, or you can play a little bit more passive and go back here. But there are so many options just from rotating out like this. And that's just going to be a lot better for you. You're going to have basically the same amount of boosts. The reason I say same amount of boost is because by the time you get here and you get here, probably during this little area right here, you're probably using some of that boost to get back as quickly as you can. So it's just a slower way of rotating back. Maybe you'll have 20 more boost, but so what? And in these higher ranks, 20 boost makes a big difference, but not when it's between 80 and 100 boost. 20 boost makes a big difference from 0 to 20 boost, but not 80 to 100. You need to be able to learn to survive with like half of your tank a lot of the time. So anywhere from here to here, this is where you want your boost to be most of the time. You don't want to have your boost lingering in this upper area right here where it's 80 to 100 boost. That's going to be really inefficient. That means you're not using as much boost as you need to be. You're not moving as quickly as you can. And you also don't want to be down here because that means you're probably moving too fast, or you're not grabbing enough small pads. So really, you'll be able to stay in that blue zone right there if you just follow down these paths of boost right here. And even from there, if you want to rotate quickly, you can just grab this, and then there's another small pad here. So that's 80 boost, just from that right there. It really just depends how this play turns out, but you definitely need to be grabbing these 4 pads right here on the rotation out. Alternatively, if you want to rotate even faster, which you don't really need to in 3v3s, sometimes you do this in 2v2s, you can go down these mid pads. So if you see this is taken, then you can just cut off to this and this. But there's this long straight line of small pads that you can use to get back a little bit faster. But normally, you're going to be wanting to use these right here, this kind of hook shape. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. We'll keep on going. Alright. We are way too far away from the play here. Again, this seems to be in a theme where you're like way overextending yourself for these big pads. You're overextending yourself for these big pads and you're not rotating out quick enough a lot of the times. But look how far away you are from this play. And it ends up working out for you probably here because your opponents just do not punish you for playing that far back, and they kind of just throw away possession right to you. That could have been a goal, actually. But we are way too far away from the play here. Really, we need to be middle right here. And we would be middle if we had used that small pad rotation there. Because we'd be like 80 boost or so, and we can just kind of sit middle and see how the play goes from there. But being middle here is going to be really strong for you because you can just jump up to this ball here. You see a teammate to your left, or your teammate comms that he's on your left, then you can maybe pass it to your left here. Maybe that's too mechanical for you, but that is the right idea to go for. And if you aren't comfortable with flying up for that and maybe trying to angle your hit to the left there, then honestly just playing shadow defense from that position is going to be a lot stronger than coming at it like this, where normally at higher ranks this guy is going to be able to control a little bit better so it lands on top of his car by the time he lands, so he can transition into a dribble play. Your opponents don't punish you for this because it's like low GC1 and they don't know how to punish off of these wall plays, and they also have a triple commit right here, which is pretty silly. Normally they'd have people that can receive this pass out mid, so you'd want to probably stop that pass by sitting mid, right? So it just seems like your opponent's totally misplayed here. This honestly could have been a goal for your opponents just from you going for that back boost there, but they just misplayed so hard. That works out for you there. Okay, going for the ball probably wasn't the best play. I would have been okay with this if you had gone for the corner boost. Yeah, corner boost still would be fine there, but going for that ball doesn't really make sense. We can see he's beating us to that. Okay. This is our main problem right here. Radam, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name here, but this is definitely your main issue, where we're rotating way too wide. We can't be rotating for these big pads all the time. Here, it's not making a big difference, right? Because your opponents don't know how to play at a faster pace where they can capitalize on these mistakes. But if you're going up to Grand Champ 2, you will start getting scored on for going for these big pads. This is really, really bad for you. It's slowing down your rotations, it's slowing down your whole team's rotations because they rely on seeing you back post. So if they see you slower to back post, it's going to be really bad for you. The difference here that we should have instead of going for this, again, we take that hook path. So if I do a little fly here, I can show you what path we should have taken. As soon as we land here, just take this little hook, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Or if we want to rotate a little bit wider here, we can also grab this pad right here. But that's plenty of boost. That's all we need. That's going to keep us in that blue boost pad range for our tank. That's where we want to be sitting. We don't need to overextend for this big pad right here, so we end up being slower to this play. Because, you know, higher ranks, you're going to be punished for going for this. So I really want you to start learning these small pad rotations, because it's going to make your gameplay so much faster. You'll immediately start noticing that when you start learning to go through these small pads, rotating out and in through them. So if you're on offense, you rotate this way, or you can just rotate like this. You know, there's so many different paths you can take. But a really, really common one that you're going to be taking when you're on the offense and you're rotating out of first man, you're going to be wanting to take this. And from this point right here, you can split off to this if you want to play a little bit more aggressive into the rotation. But if you're getting counterattacked, then you rotate through like this. So yeah, that's going to be super helpful for you learning that. Yep, this is all good. Flying up for this is good. Nice. You're looking for the pass there. Another option, just as good, hitting it off the backboard. going for the double touch. Or hitting off this corner and go for the double touch from there, but that's probably too mechanical for you, so I like the idea going for the mid pass here. It's a good decision, especially if you calm that you're going for the pass. Okay, I don't know why we turned into that. We kind of hesitate here, it looks like. We kind of turn to our right like this, then we turn out because we realize, oh, that's dumb to go for. I'm glad you made the correct decision in there, but we should have just rotated third man. I mean, we literally just hit the ball middle over there. We need to rotate out and go into third man here. Which we are. We're in third man here, but we're a little bit too pushed up. Like, if this, I mean, this enemy team is really messing up a lot of these plays. They're not punishing you for your overextensions, and you're just too far pushed up a lot of the times here. Usually an opponent should be beating RLJFCS to this ball here. And if that happens, then you're too far pushed up here. You probably see that that's not happening, so maybe that's why you pushed up this far. But even still, this feels like a little bit too aggressive of a position. You get away with it though, so it's probably not that big of a deal. Yeah. Okay. Again, we're just lingering under the ball here. We're not doing anything. We need to rotate out. Look at this. Honestly, we shouldn't have gone for this big pad. We should have tried to get to the ball as it's bouncing here, so we can just hit it right back to the center of the field here. Because usually if you let it bounce into this corner, you're not going to be able to make a play from it from this angle where you're coming at the corner like this. Only case you'd be able to maybe make a play off of this corner here is if you're coming at this angle, right? But that's not what we're doing here. We're coming at the corner pretty directly. So we're not going to be able to make a play on this ball. It's just going to be really awkward for us, and we can see that happens. It's just really awkward for us. If we were to even get a touch here, if Mailman wasn't on the ball, all we would do is backflip into this ball maybe, or maybe we catch it on a dribble here. But even if we catch this on a dribble here, the angle is going to be really, really tight, and you'll probably just get a guy that dives onto here. And you won't really accomplish much being in this corner. So honestly, best thing to do here, again, very common theme that you're having here, just need to rotate out. As soon as we see the position is lost here, there's not really a point of sticking around. We're not creating any threats when we do this. We're actually just slowing down our teammates. I'm sure Aqua here, if we go to his position, he would have gone for this ball much sooner. He saw you on the ball though. He saw you on the ball. He didn't know what was going to happen. I'm sure if you had rotated out sooner, he would have dived on this ball immediately and immediately started applying pressure on Mailman here. Mailman might not even have had that touch there had you rotated out sooner. So you can see how big of an effect you are making on your team by rotating out slowly like this. People really don't realize how important rotating quickly out of the play is for you and your teammates, because those visual cues for your teammates are so important. Sure, cutting the play is fine sometimes. Sometimes staying around like that can be good if you know what you're doing. But honestly, I think you need to just stick to quickly rotating out, because that's going to, just looking at this play, there's so many opportunities for you to immediately, or for your team to immediately apply pressure again. And those positions are just not being met because we are just kind of doing this, where we're just lingering under the ball and our teammates don't really know what we're doing. They don't know that it's the best time to go there. SSL lobbies, your teammate Aqua here would know, okay, it doesn't make sense for Radam or Radam, however you say your name, to be going for this ball, so I'm just going to dive on top of him, and it'll look kind of like a double commit. But you know, your team's low GC1 right here, so you just need to be rotating out. It's a really, really big thing. Okay. I'm not sure, your third man here your third man here should be your second man. Let's see where he is on the field. Jeez. Okay. He's way too far back. I'm not sure if he calmed this. If he did, then way to go. You should have gone for this play. Let's see what happened to him. Looks like he's making the exact same mistake you're making. So, yeah, he's overcommitting for these big pads. He didn't even get a big pad there. He saw it wasn't there and he didn't even get it. So yeah, we can see RLJFC here. He should be midfield. He should be midfield. Expecting you to rotate behind him here. And looking for the pass from Aqua, but he's really far back. We can see how big of an impact this would make on this play here. Honestly, I'm surprised you went for this ball. I mean, he must have calmed that he's third man, because it doesn't really make sense for us to go for this ball again. Unless he calmed that, of course. So if these guys are a team you play with pretty often, you're in Discord calls with them and you're calming with them, I suggest showing this video to at least RLJFC, because he seems to be making that same mistake you're making. And I'm sure the other guy, Aqua, is also making that mistake. It's probably just a habitual thing for you and your team to kind of be lingering on the ball like that, not rotating out quick enough. So I'm sure if I went through this replay on your other teammates' perspectives, they'd be making very similar mistakes to you. So if at all possible, definitely talk with your team about this, because it will make a massive impact on your team's gameplay. I guarantee you guys will at least jump a whole rank just from fixing this thing, because your team, just the general speed of your team's gameplay is going to be so much faster if you can learn to do that. A little bit awkward there. Look at this. Look how far away we are. This is crazy. This would never show up in one of my games, or in any SSL games. You would never see this. This is like ridiculously deep for you to be playing as a third man. Usually, or not deep, a really passive third man. You never really want a passive third man like this. Usually, if you're third man, you need to be sticking in the middle third of the map. Like always. You don't really come back here unless you're on defense. Here, if I go here as third man, when your team is on offense, you need to be in this area. Maybe this line on the right can be a little bit bigger, but you need to be in this area. This area is where you need to sit as third man. This is going to be the most influential spot as third man. You'll be able to make the most plays from this position. It's pretty conservative because most likely a clear is not going to be going past this area, and you'll be able to get to it in time. So from this position, we're able to pretty easily pivot into an offensive play, into first man, second man. We can look for a pass middle if we need to. There are just so many options if we sit middle like this. When we're all the way back here, anything can happen on offense, right? Our teammates can literally do anything over here. There might literally just be a sitting ball right here in the open net for a whole 2 seconds, and you're not able to be middle to immediately get to that ball, and your teammates are rotating off because, you know, they just made a play or whatever. So those things really do happen, where your teammates have the opportunity to pass to a third man who should be rotating to second man, but you're just so far back that it's not going to work. And you being this far back is ultimately going to make your team's rotations really awkward here, because more than likely what's going to happen is Aqua's first man here, he's committing to the ball, he's going to rotate off, and then RLJFC is right behind him, so they're both going to be rotating off pretty much nearly at the same identical time here. And by the time you get to the ball, you're going to be so late, and your teammates, they don't really want to commit on the ball again, right? They want to they definitely want to be rotating behind you, so they're relying on you to be able to get to this ball right after their touches here. So if you're not sitting middle right here and not able to immediately go up after RLJFC and to apply that pressure, or immediately go up after you see Aqua rotate behind you, then you're just slowing down your whole team. I'm sure they're doing the same thing, because they're a similar rank as you. Your team, I'm sure all of you and your teammates are making the same mistake where they're rotating too far back, and they're just leaving you and your teammates in poor positions like this. we can see how slow this is and how inefficient it is really for you and your whole team though. So keep on going here. Good job getting back to that in time. Should look for a mid pass. Okay. Yeah, mid pass is better here. We see our teammates mid here. We have two opponents stacked up right here. It doesn't really make sense for us to go to dribble. If you think it, obviously you don't have time in game to think about this. This is something that you kind of just have to train your brain to understand in 3v3s. Ascent here is going to dive you. If he's playing correct rotations, correct threes game sense, he's going to dive you here, hoping that you flick the ball away. At the very worst, you're going to flick the ball away, or at least stumble the ball so that Shattered can then come up and take possession from you. And at very best, he's going to get a really solid 50 on you and, you know, hit it right above you, and then immediately they're applying the pressure. So you have to think from their perspective, that's what they're going to do. They have a safe third man here. They can totally get aggressive for this play here. So from your perspective here, what you need to be thinking is, I got to get it away from this. I got to fly up for this and try to hit it to my left middle for RLJFC. This is very easily a goal for you and your team here if you go for this play. If JFC can fly up for this and get the shot over Mailman, it's very easily scoreable. So the decision making there wasn't quite there. Okay. I'm not sure why we thought going for the bump here was a good play. If we just logically think through this right here, we just got dunked. It's going straight towards our corner. There's zero chance there's a goal about to be scored for you, your teammates right here. They're not going to be able to get to this ball in time and score a goal off of this. If we also think about boost here, we're at 0 boost. We need to be rotating back post immediately. We need to be turning left here, immediately looking for these small pads and just going back as soon as possible, because remember, the visual cues, they're so important for our teammates, and that's what the main focus of this whole session is, honestly, is these visual cues for your teammates, rotating back quickly. But when we're 0 boost like this and we're looking for a demo, basically in any position, if you're 0 boost, you really shouldn't be looking for demos. You need to be rotating out as quickly as possible, and looking for the small pads on the way out. Because it's really, more than likely, it's just going to overcommit you into a position, and you're going to be really slow back on the rotations. You really only want to look for demos or bumps like this if you have at least half of your tank full, which you don't here. So just be aware that this is really overcommitting yourself into this position here. Even though you do land the bump, it didn't do anything, right? Okay. Rotating ball side. I think you know this is a mistake. Where should we be rotating here? We rotate back post, right? The ball's going towards this corner right here. We don't really want to cut through our teammates here. Doesn't really make sense, so we rotate back post. I think that should be pretty self-explanatory for you. Okay. Staying on this is good. Good. Looks like that's a goal. Nice. Okay. Let's back up a little bit here. Okay. Honestly, I would have just gone for the ball there. I would have just gone straight for this ball here, gone for the 50-50. Reason being is because of this kind of awkward rotation thing, right? We know there's going to be a third man behind us right here. Just based off of the kickoff here, we can see Aqua. he's turning for that boost right there, we know he's going to be behind us. So even if we totally whiff this ball, Shattered gets an insane clear over you, Aqua will be back in time to get it. But more than likely, you can get to 50 here. You can fly out for that in time and get to 50. So when we're rotating back like this, let's look at Aqua's perspective. What does he see? He thinks, oh, I got to go for this because it doesn't make sense for Radam to turn and go for this. So I mean, this is just awkward for you, right? You're not being as efficient as you should be in this play. Would have just been better for you to dive onto this wall, kind of land on this wall, try to position yourself so you can rotate out of the wall as quickly as possible. Instead, you kind of rotate off like this, and it's really awkward because if Aqua didn't realize that he should have gone for this play here, maybe you called that you were going to rotate off, which if you did, then that's maybe why he decided to go for this. But if you're in solo queue games, it doesn't really make sense for you to rotate off of like this, because if Aqua plays a more passive position here, which honestly I would think Aqua should play the more passive position here. He should probably just rotate fairly close to back post here, and play off of your contact here. That's probably what should have happened. It looks like he spotted your mistake here and he was able to fix it immediately, so that was good of him. But here, if he did decide to play the more passive position, we would have had a really hard time just right over here, because you're kind of like turning off, you're kind of stalling, letting them inch closer to your goal, which you don't want to happen. You don't want to let them get closer to your goal. And Aqua's just going to be sitting back post here, waiting for you to go, because it makes more sense for you to go there. And you'll just have to dive on. And maybe if you're playing that shadow defense position, you're letting them get too close to the goal and they're able to flick over you. And then you've created a really awkward position for Aqua. It just doesn't really make sense for us to turn off of this. It makes more sense for us to just dive for the ball here. Aqua does a great job though, because he's able to read the play pretty well there that you're turning off. So way to go to Aqua. He kind of saved your butt there. Good. Just go up to 50. Okay. We didn't cover the ball the best we could here, but we did go for the 50, so that's good. Yeah, that's fine. And it goes straight to Aqua, so that's nice. This is good. Your positioning there was great. Great positioning. You're playing perfect as third man here. This is exactly what you want to do as third man, playing this kind of this third middle area. And it's good that you're playing further back in that third, because your team's at that kind of halfway point, and it's very possible for Shattered to go up for this and get some type of a 50 play there. So really good positioning that whole play. I like how you handled it. Okay. Our reaction speed's a little bit slow here. Once we see Mailman jumping for this, we can pretty easily see here that he's going to beat us to this ball. Doesn't really make sense for us to go for this. At this point, you're just hoping for any 50-50 contact, which I don't even think it's possible to get it, because Mailman's so much further ahead to this ball than you are, and you jump later than he does. If you had jumped a bit sooner, maybe this was possible to beat him too, but I don't know. I think this was just a misplay. We're a little bit too slow here. Might as well just let Mailman hit it to you. This is good. Okay. Generally, I don't like this cherry picking position as much, where you kind of go forward like this, because what you're expecting your teammate to do is just completely bang it forward here so that you're able to fly up and get some type of redirect touch. Normally, passes off the wall here, you want to be behind your teammate. That's going to give your teammate more space for a pass to play off of, and also you'll have more momentum towards the ball. So what do I mean by that? Look from this position right here. Let's just ignore Ascent right here. Let's just say that Ascent didn't go for this challenge right here, and Aqua had the perfect opportunity to go for a pass here. If Aqua sees that you're middle, or if you calm that you're middle and you're looking for a pass, he's just gonna kind of blindly hit it forward here. So you want to give yourself the best opportunity of being able to get to that ball here, and preferably the fastest that you can. From your perspective here, it's pretty ballsy to assume that your teammate's going to be able to hit it that fast and that far forward, and that you'll be able to redirect it off of that. Instead, almost always the best play here is to just play behind your teammate somewhere around here, because if we go to this position, if we fly down to it here, we can see we give ourselves so much more momentum towards this ball. Aqua can pass it pretty much over here, you know, anywhere in front of you here, and you'll be able to gather a lot more momentum on the ground towards this ball. You'll move faster on the ground than you do in the air. So that's just physics. You have friction on the ground. And also, I think you can actually just test it, and you'll see that you move faster on the ground holding boost than you do holding boost in the air. It's actually just better to stay on the ground here. You'll gather more momentum. You'll put more space between yourself and the ball here, giving you more room to build that momentum, and obviously more room to react to the ball. You don't really ever want to position yourself in front of your teammate when he has the possibility of going for a wall pass here. So yeah, main thing there I think is that when we're looking for these kind of passes here, we don't really want to be in front of our teammates. It's not going to be very good. And we can see why. We kind of just pause all of our momentum right here to try to get this touch. Honestly, as soon as you see this, I wouldn't even go for the touch. I'd let RLJFC behind you go for this, because he has more momentum towards the ball. He's going to have a better time hitting this than you will. So yeah. Okay. Nice, I like the idea for the dribble there. Okay. Good recovery. Okay. Good positioning. You should fly up for this. Okay. You should have gone up for that a lot sooner. Probably like right here. Just as soon as you turn, fly up for that. Try to hit it to your right so that maybe Aqua can land and get a touch off of it. But I'd be way too afraid of Shattered or Ascent here, just jumping off of this ball and beating me to it here. Fortunately, they're just not punishing you this game. That's how you're winning it. They're just not punishing your slow speed here. Higher ranked players, they're gonna punish your sluggishness right here, and they'll beat to that ball a lot faster than you. Okay. Good idea for the pass. Ooh. Yeah. You're pretty low boost here. Let's see why we're low boost. What caused this? Man, we've been low boost for a while here. Looks like going for this play made it so we're really low boost. I don't mind this play, to be honest. Going for this pass, it's okay. It's okay to go for this type of pass. Only risk is when we are going for this pass, we are fully committing to this pass, right? We use 100 boosts just for that play right there. We end up on our opponent's side of the field here with 0 boosts. So it's going to be kind of a slow recovery from this, but it was a pretty good pass, so I don't mind it that much. It's definitely possible that that could have turned into a goal had JFC been a little bit faster there. But when we're rotating back like this, this is the reason why you're such a low boost this entire time on defense, is the rotation out. We're just kind of, the way that we're rotating, or that you decide to rotate right here, we're just going straight down right there. At most, we're probably picking up 1 or 2 pads on the way back there. 1 to 2 pads, that's not great for the rotation back. Instead, probably as soon as you see the ball kind of flying down here, what's back post in this position? This is back post, right? So we probably want to be rotating off like this, looking for the small pad rotation out, that type of hook pattern that we talked about again. If you don't think you can get to that in time and you just want to kind of rotate like this, there's also the hook pattern on this way too. And both of those sides are going to have at least 4 boost for you there. So that's going to be 48 boost, half of your tank full. That's going to be really good for you on defense. So that's how we should rotate out there. All right. This is a pretty awkward positioning, so not much to say about this. We did the best we could here. Obviously, we could have grabbed those pads though on the way back. That would have made a massive difference here. Just having that extra 50 boost really could be game changing there. Okay. Really passive that we're playing now. I think you're playing this passive because you realize you're on such low boost. I'd still commit to the second man position here. As soon as we get this boost pad right here, we should drive up right here. Maybe look for this small pad right here on this little pink dot here. Just play second man there. I would try not to use any boost though. When you're this low boost on this kind of small amount of boost here, you don't really want to be using boost on your opponent's side of the field unless it will result in a goal. So you kind of want to just be driving around here, kind of giving the pressure of being a second man there. And if you see the ball starts to roll towards you or some type of 50 play happens, maybe Aqua gets a pass set up, then you can use your boost there. But for the most part, just being a presence as second man on the field is going to be better for you there. Because you'll be a little bit faster onto the play than RLJFC here. Even if he has full boost there, it's better to just stick to those rotations. Nice. Oh, okay. Could have been a goal there. Nice try. Okay. Okay. Again, rotate out of the play. What threat are we creating in this corner? We've done this multiple times now. We're in our opponent's corner. We just hit the ball off the backboard. It ends up going towards our opponent's corner. We are not doing anything by going for this again. Instead, we're just overcommitting ourselves into our opponent's corner like this, and it's going to make our rotations back really slow. It's obviously also going to be giving that type of cue for our teammates, and it's probably going to be really awkward for them if we look at in this play right here. Aqua was a little bit slow here. He should have been probably right here by now. But it looks like JFC can turn into this play pretty easily here if we get to his perspective. Yeah, I mean, he's totally able to turn back into this play. Aqua honestly should have been there on that left mid boost in time, but he was a little bit too slow. But yeah, this is a common thing you're doing. You need to be expecting your teammates to be there for the rotation. Your third man should be playing left mid here, being ready to go for that ball. You staying on this ball here, you're just giving possession back to your opponents here. You're not creating any threats. You have zero momentum towards this ball here. It's just really bad for you. So hopefully that makes sense to you why that's bad. All right, so Radam, here are the things I want you to be working on. Get a notepad out or some sticky note or something, anything to write on. I want you to write these down and work on one at a time, or talk to your team about this, because I think your whole team is struggling with a lot of these things. It's going to be really important for you and your team to be fixing these things. I think you probably know what I'm about to say, but main thing that you need to be doing is rotating out quickly. Now, this is a really broad thing, and it's going to be different in every situation. A lot of the times when you're first man here, you just need to be rotating out quickly. Not going for those corner boosts in the back a lot of the times is going to be really good. And instead, just follow these boost pads right here. It's going to be really strong for you. Honestly, these small pads right here, you need to take these out a lot more. You're overcommitting for big pads a little bit too much. That's probably the second thing you want to write down on there. You and your team. You're overcommitting for these defensive big pads a lot. At one point, even on offense, or on defense here, you kind of went for the mid pad right here, and you decided to fully commit for your offensive back pad right there, which really put you out of the play. You had to take so much time to get back post, and we got to remember that we need to keep those rotations going as fast as possible because it gives our teammates those cues of when it's safe to push up. You're slowing down your whole team, not just yourself, when you're going for those back boosts. So it's really, really important for us to get that down, making sure we're rotating through these small pads to be faster, making sure if we're first man here, we go for some type of play in the corner, right? Instead of going for those back boosts a lot of the times it's just better to take this hook right here and immediately transition into third man, be ready to put pressure on immediately. Sometimes it's okay to go for these back boosts. I will say it's not always a bad thing to go for that. But in your case, I think you should be just learning to use these. You're not really going to have to worry about grabbing those back pads until you're in higher ranks where starving your opponents is going to be a bigger deal for you. I think right now it's just better for you to safely grab these small pads, be able to immediately transition into offense here, and also immediately transition into defense, because at these lower ranks it's a little bit less predictable. Counterattacks and offensive plays are a little bit less predictable, so you kind of want to play safer like that and just go for those types of rotations. So those are the biggest things for you. Other than that, I think something you should try practicing is grabbing these small pads. Start going around the map with unlimited boost turned off. Grab these small pads. Learn how to grab these small pads. Once you start getting better at it, try turning on ball cam. Grabbing small pads with ball cam on. This is something I tell probably at least 2/3 of my clients to start practicing, is to learn how to grab these small pads around the map with your ball cam on. It's going to be really good for you, kind of learning the spacing of the map here, where the small pads are. You'll see higher ranked players do this a lot, where they can just turn ball cam on like this. I'm not even that good at it. I still need to practice this a lot. Even at Grand Champ 3 lobbies, players are not perfect at this. You really only see this type of thing get perfected at the pro level or high SSL level, where players can turn on ball cam and just know where all the boost pads are. So definitely start practicing that. You'll get really good results just from learning that, I think. And when you're in your games, maybe if you're not so comfortable turning on ball cam, you can just flick ball cam off really quickly, reposition yourself, and then turn it on, however you see best in the position there. But those are definitely by far the biggest things for you. If you and your team can fix all of those things, I guarantee your team is going to shoot up to Grand Champ 2 at least. It might even shoot up to Grand Champ 3 as long as your mechanics are following in pursuit of your game sense there. So definitely, I think that's pretty much the end of the replay analysis there. Those are the main things you need to be working on. All that to say, if you're watching this video and you aren't Radam or any of the players being coached in here, you can feel free to contact me on Discord at Renf #777747, and you can get a coaching session just like this. It can be live, it can be on a YouTube video, or it can be through text. It starts at $10 though, so be aware that it will cost a little bit of money up front. Other than that, Radam, if you're watching still at this point in the video, I always appreciate any review you can leave me, whether it has some constructive criticism in it or just be a positive review by itself. I appreciate any review. I will not complain at all. So you can leave that in the Spook Luke Discord server or wherever you might have found me at. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and see you later. Bye-bye.